Located in the small town of Gainesville, Georgia, is the Trustee Library at Brenau University. Here, among the rows of research texts and rare first editions, is one unusually hefty item whose words are literally written in stone.
It is a piece of quartzite. It weighs approximately 21 pounds, and there's some writings that are carved into it, and that message is quite unclear.
And as teacher Kathy Amos can attest, this arcane inscription lies at the center of one of the country's earliest mysteries, when an entire group of English settlers seemingly vanished. So what is this stone, and what does it reveal about the fate of the pioneers on the lost colony of Roanoke? August 1587. Just off the coast of present-day North Carolina, a group of about 120 men, women, and children are busy erecting shelters on Roanoke Island, the first English settlement in the New World.
John White was governor of the island. With him were his daughter, Eleanor Dare, her husband, Ananias Dare, and his grandchild, Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the New World.
But as summer draws to a close, White finds his colony in a precarious state, running short on supplies and unable to harvest enough food for the oncoming winter season. The governor is forced to make a critical decision.
John had to return to England to resupply the colony.
So, on August 27th, White sets sail for home, promising to return to the colony as quickly as he can. But after arriving back in Europe, he finds England is on the brink of a long war with Spain, and his ship is commandeered until the conflict is over. It's not until 3 years later, on August 17th, 1590, that the governor finally arrives back on the shores of Roanoke Island, desperate to be reunited with his family. But once on land, his hopes are dashed.
John White can find no trace of the colony that was there. As a matter of fact, there was nothing left to show that a colony had even been there.
How could a settlement of nearly 120 people simply disappear? White scours the surrounding area for clues, and soon comes across a tree curiously engraved with 3 letters. It reads simply, C-R-O.
C-R-O seemed to be an indicator of the Croatoan Indians who lived nearby.
Could it be a sign that the colonists sought help from the natives and moved to Croatoan Island? Or did a worse fate befall them? Unfortunately, Governor John White would leave the desolate shores of the New World with no answers.
The colonists were never found.
It seems the fate of the Roanoke colony will stand as one of the most baffling mysteries in history. Then, nearly 350 years later, in 1937, a man named Ellie Hammond is taking a walk through the woods of North Carolina when he stumbles upon this rock.
The stone has an inscription on it. It reads, Ananias Dare and Virginia Dare went hence into heaven 1591.
It seems that this is a record of the death of Governor John White's son-in-law, Ananias, and his granddaughter, Virginia. When Hammond examines the backside of the stone, he finds another etching, but the remaining words are almost illegible. So he takes it to Dr. Hayward Pierce Jr., Vice President of Brenau University, who arranges for a team of specialists to perform a careful analysis. According to a group of experts, the message, scripted in 16th century Elizabethan English, tells a dark tale of how most of the colonists of Roanoke Island were killed in an attack by a native tribe. And there's one more detail that seems to confirm the stone's authenticity.
Engraved at the bottom of the stone were the initials EWD.
The initials match those of John White's own daughter, Eleanor White Dare. The rock is dubbed the Dare Stone and hailed as the key to unlocking the mystery of what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke. But the story doesn't end there. 4 years later, in 1941, journalist Boyden Sparks publishes an article in the Saturday Evening Post that makes a startling allegation. He asserts that the celebrated Dare Stone is a fake. Sparks claims that Hammond faked the stone for his own material gain, suggesting that he profited from the get-go when Hayward Pierce paid him $1,000 to take possession of his amazing discovery, and adding to the air of suspicion surrounding the stone. When the reporter attempts to track Hammond down, it seems that he has mysteriously disappeared and is never heard from again.
L.E. Hammond had dropped off the face of the earth.
So was this all just a giant publicity stunt dreamed up by Hammond to earn some cash? And if the stone is a fake, then what really happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? Whether genuine or not, the Dare Stone remains housed at Brenau University's Trustee Library, an imperishable reminder of one of history's most bewildering disappearances.